Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
Thanks, Nigel Rigsby.
Welcome.
Our introducer. This is another episode of Board Game Snobs. I'm Gobby.
This is Jerry. And as per my instructions prior to this podcast, we need to banter for a little bit.
Yes.
And considering that...
this is a segment. Most podcasts have like segments where they have like this and first few segments.
I don't believe in segments. I believe in cohesive
Wild
thought.
Cards? Oh, cohesive thought?
Yes.
All the way through?
All the way through.
Then this is not the podcast.
This is it.
This is not what we would do.
I just watched. And because this podcast is going to be released in the future, most of you have probably watched the trailer for the new Solo Star Wars movie.
Oh, yeah. This should be out by then. May? Is that May?
It's May.
Oh, yeah. We'll be out
All
by
right.
then.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Solo board gaming. Solo the movie. Yeah. Link engaged. Go. Segue.
No, I think that might be good.
Oh, really? You're changing your tune?
Yes, I
should close the windows.
Me and my wife, ever since we were dating prior before we were married. We've always went to the Star Wars movies together.
I would hope you date prior to when we were married and not after you were
married. It wasn't arranged.
It's an arranged marriage.
But we would just go to the Star Wars movies. So every year when the new Star Wars has come out, we've always gone down to somewhere nice, spend the night, watch the Star Wars things and all that. And we made a big deal about it. And so I've always been excited about the past three Star Wars, Force Awakens, even Rogue One. I was very excited about Rogue One.
Episodes, you say?
Yes.
Oh, even Rogue One.
Even Rogue One. I was excited, super excited, and it kindly.
You were disappointed.
There's disappointment.
Thusly thereafter.
It was. I watched it and thought it was the greatest thing ever.
When you watched Rogue One?
When I watched Rogue One, I walked out and I said, "Man, I loved it." I mean, I was beyond excited, and then like on the drive home, I'm going, what was the name of the lead character? What was that guy's? All I could remember was the robot.
Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah. I love Forrest Whitaker.
Do you really?
Yes. He's inspirational to me because Forrest Whitaker just shows up and he plays Forrest Whitaker.
No, he's terrible in everything.
Anyways, and so I've not been excited for Solo at all. And now that I've seen the trailer for it and I got to thinking, this is it. This might be it. They may have actually done just a solid action movie. No Jedi, no craziness, just straight up fun, solid action in the Star Wars universe.
I hope they did, but I don't.
I have zero hope that it is, but I have now.
Rogue One
excited.
Was passable. It was a fine movie.
The Last Jedi was the best.
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
You say you hate that phrase, don't you?
I hate that phrase.
Agree. We agree. To disagree.
That makes no sense.
It means I'm not going to fight you on this.
Fight me, bro.
We're done fighting.
Fight me, bro. I'm going to take my shirt off.
Jerry is now topless.
Star Wars Rebellion.
Uh-oh.
I recently bought the expansion.
Uh-oh.
I read through the expansion. I sat down and played the game with Enrique.
Mistake.
Yeah. Trying to teach Enrique the game. Number 1, the Star Wars Rebellion expansion. It fixes the combat. The combat in Rebellion sucks. Number 2, Star Wars Rebellion. It's gone up in my book. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it more than what I thought I did. Matter of fact, if you're not familiar with Star Wars Rebellion, it's the game of the rebels and the Imperials and the rebel players hiding his base and the Imperial players jumping around the universe or the galaxy looking for said rebel base. Very back and forth, very strategic, very long. But despite that, the first 2 games of Rebellion that I ever played with it was with Gobby. Gobby was a rebel player, played it, found his base. I blew him up. I loved it. Second game we played, he pulled off the Death Star run with his X-Wing and blew up my...
Princess Leia was flying it.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was. She was in the X-Wing. She was.
No, I know.
She most certainly was.
No, I think she was floating outside the X-Wing. And someone else blew it up. She was just floating around.
Okay. Oh, speaking of
Spoiler alert.
Speaking of which.
Yeah.
Oh, I redlined on that. I rewatched Last Jedi.
Yeah. And?
I found myself liking it much more on the rewatch.
You did? I love it.
Now, this may be part of the deal. When I watched it the first time, it was in that studio movie grill.
Oh, yeah, you had the bad experience.
The service there was terrible because they kept coming up to me, asking me questions, talking to me, taking my order. And it's my own fault for going to a studio movie grill to watch Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But I thought they would be more incognito. But they were not. They were not incognito. Very important points of the movie, they would come up to me and ask me questions. And unfortunately, we had mispaid somehow or another. And they came up literally at the end of the movie. Because when I rewatched it on video or digital, that's old school. When I rewatched it on digital, I completely missed when Luke, not when he disappeared and his cloak fell. No, yeah, before that. When he looked up and saw the binary suns, right before he dies, you're looking at me with dead, cold eyes. I'm expecting you to yes, I know what you're talking about.
Did Luke die?
When he was on the rock and right before he disappears.
No, he got beamed up. He didn't die.
Anyway, he looks at those binary suns.
He's like, nah, bro, I'm out of here.
See ya, bro. He looks at those binary suns, and it flashed me back to him as a young man in 1977 in a galaxy far, far away, looking at those binary suns. And I got teary-eyed. That did not happen in Studio Movie Girl because I completely missed it.
70s were rough.
At home, on TV, it impacted me more, and I appreciate, not liked it necessarily. It's good. I appreciated it much more.
I liked the little birds that were on the island. The little pheasants Chewie was eating.
Oh, the porgs?
Progs.
Porgs.
I keep going progs.
Well, you're dyslexic.
Yeah, whatever.
Are you dyslexic? Are you dyslexic?
Why would you make fun of me?
I'm not making fun. I'm asking a simple
You're
question.
making fun of me.
I am not making
You're
fun.
all supposed to be PC and you're making fun of me because of my dyslexia.
Somebody has to be PC on here because it ain't you.
Whatever.
You say terrible things. I have to edit out of this.
I do not.
You say terrible things.
Our Nazi episode was as clean as it could be.
Well, you did very good.
Thank you.
See, now you've thrown me.
What you were saying is
Last Jedi.
We're talking about board games.
Oh.
And I think that in terms of...
But this is our banter segment.
No, I've already transcended the banter segment.
Transcended?
Yeah.
I'm above this.
Above that. I don't do banter. I don't do small talk. People don't come here to listen to you blabber on about what you watched on TV.
Yeah, they do.
They do not. They care about...
Listen, they come to you. You're peeling an orange right now. Is that what they want to hear?
No.
Can you hear the orange peeling?
You know who else peeled oranges? The Godfather.
Oh my God! Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
You didn't watch that?
I've only seen part 1. Was that in part 2?
It was part 1.
When was he peeling an orange?
Oranges, it signified death.
At what point am I supposed to realize the Godfather's peeling an orange?
In all the Godfather movies, if you see oranges, that's the signification of death. He gets shot by the orange cart, I believe. You gotta look it up. You don't pay attention to anything.
I was in the orange fields.
You missed everything.
The orange fields.
You didn't even notice the 2 moons.
The orchards.
That brought a tear to my eye.
What are you talking about?
The two moons. The 2 moons that Luke was looking at when he...
Those were binary suns, not 2 moons.
Binary?
That means 2.
What?
Oh my gosh. You're the history man. Do you not know science?
I know science.
You chose one and stuck with it.
I got it.
I'm either going to know history or science. I'm going with history.
That's how it goes. Speaking of science.
Oh my gosh. You don't have to always do a segue. No. I hate that. Speaking of
science.
We can talk about one thing and simply say, well, now it's time to talk about
and space.
We can do it in segments.
Makes me think of Mission Red Planet.
The segmented podcast.
Mission Red Planet.
What about it?
We played it again the other day.
Again, for the second time.
I played it a long time ago. Thought I really liked it.
When was that? Was that the time you played it with us at Bubba's?
I played it one time with y'all, but before that I played it again.
You played it once before that. Okay.
And I thought I really liked it.
At Bubba's, I thought it was okay.
I played it with you.
Simply okay.
And
nothing more.
To myself, it was pretty good. I played it again.
Not so much.
I fell in love with it.
Much like I did Scythe.
No, not much like you like.
On our last podcast.
You still enjoy Scythe.
2 weeks ago.
You still enjoy Scythe to a degree.
See, I did that.
I have no.
They don't know it's the same exact recording.
I have no love for Mission Red Planet. I don't know why. I think it's simply because it is this card play. You play certain cards, you pick them back up type actions.
Concordia style.
Sort of Concordia style. But it's area control, but it's not really area control, sort of. And there's some randomness I don't like about it. It's just one of those games that there's stuff going on that I don't know how strategic the game actually is.
There's stuff going on. Okay, for instance, the game we played, the first one, that I happened to win because Enrique King-maked me.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to himself.
Kingmaker Enrique.
King-maked. Enrique, like, he could either choose to kill off your guys or his guys or my guys or something. And he chose to kill off your guys, of course, because you're the one that everyone goes after nonstop all the time.
Right. I'm glad you admit that.
I do. I admit that. Because you're a very mean, rude person in gaming and everyone wants to go against you.
I'm not rude.
Whatever.
I am not.
You are super condescending. Okay.
I throw shade.
Whenever we play a game and you explain all these rules, heaven forbid I didn't catch one of them. And Jerry will say, "Oh, did you not hear me when I explained that among the 50 other rules I explained?"
You're getting belligerent now. That's not what I sound like.
You are terrible.
I am very patient.
You are. You are anything but patient.
Whatever.
But patient.
But patient.
That's a proctologist.
That's not even.
Proctologists have butt patience.
Have you ever seen a proctologist in this area? Which dog? When was the last time you've heard somebody say, "I'm a proctologist"?
I don't know.
You don't.
Kramer off of Seinfeld.
Kramer. No. I think that's a profession that's gone by the wayside.
Really?
Yeah, nobody's a proctologist anymore.
What category does it fall under?
I don't know.
Who gets stuck with that job?
I don't know. I think they kind of realized that it wasn't really necessary.
Hey,
it's like
we need a specialist.
It's like the orthodontist.
This is what you got to do.
Like the otorhinolaryngologist is ear, nose, and throat guy.
What?
The otorhinolaryngologist is an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So they just call themselves an ear, nose, and throat doctor because they don't want to say that long phrase.
Wow.
So even they got 3 sections. They got 3 holes. I mean,
but those are all the safe areas. Nobody wants to go down there.
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Get all them butt patients. You're right, though. I do not know of a single proctologist in practice right now.
They've all went out of business.
They're all on sitcoms.
Yeah,
that's where they exist.
Yeah, business went down the crapper.
Oh.
So now that you're done, if you'd like to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to do all that stuff.
Nah,
I'm done with it.
They don't care. Nobody cares anymore. I did see the other day, looking over just various games that I've been wanting to play again.
Oh.
No. I'll back up because we did play Sangrata for the first time. I played Sangrata for the first time with you. I loved it more than I thought I would.
Oh, I was about to say, you loved it.
I did. And I think it's very abstract and it's very nice looking and it makes me want to play Azul.
I do want to play Azul.
Okay.
I played Sagrada. I played it solo. Interesting. It's not necessarily something I want to tackle nonstop because you just are fighting against the dice you put up there on the round tracker.
Dice fighting.
It's Sudoku.
Yeah. It is Sudoku.
Bubba wouldn't like it.
Bubba does not like Sudoku. Speaking of games that you kind of solo games, I attempted to learn Star Trek Frontiers, which is a co-op, semi-co-op solo game. And if you're familiar with Mage Knight, Star Trek Frontiers is just a retheming of Mage Knight. Mage Knight has one of the most comprehensive rule books, very convoluted, lots of rules. I figured, okay, Star Trek, I'll be able to read through this.
You'll understand.
I understand it.
Klingons. Speaking of,
it might as well have been written in Klingon. It looked like I'd rather have gone to a Klingon proctologist and play Star Trek Frontiers. I'm going to say that right now. Kablah! There's a joke somewhere there. I'll find it here in a minute.
I think we did it.
And we already did it. Brings me to solo games. I bought this game specifically because I heard it was a really good solo. Going through the rules and realizing all the issues that you had to set up everything and I've never read a rule book where it basically comes out and says, this is a very complicated game. This is straight up complicated. You're going to have all these different moving parts that you're going to have to pay attention to. So I read through the rule book, I set it up, I messed around with it and realized that I can see why some people would like this, but it kind of kills the theme for me. It's like the complication of everything I'm doing. It sucked away the immersiveness of it. Like I want to be engrossed in it. I don't have to want to be thinking about all these various rules and mechanisms. I want to be enjoying the game, and I can't truly enjoy a game unless I feel like I'm comfortable with the rules all the way. I packed it up and I played Coffee Roasters. I straight up packed it up. I drug out Coffee Roasters. I played 3 games of Coffee Roasters and realized how much I love Coffee Roasters and how much I love solo games that are either light to medium weight, that are easy to understand. I don't enjoy like Onirum. I have like the app for that. I played it. It's on my phone several times. It's fun. It's a time killer. But games that are solo games that I have learned the rules for and I feel comfortable for, like Robinson Crusoe. It took me a long time to learn the rules for Robinson Crusoe. Yeah. One of my favorite solo games. Coffee Roasters, one of my favorite solo games. I think that instead of being caught up in the complexity of rules and people thinking a game is good just because it's complicated and it's got a lot of mechanisms, rather than just thinking that adds to the game, just appreciate a nice, smooth game that you don't have to worry about missing a rule or having to spend a complete afternoon trying to learn the game and spend half the time on BGG looking up misinterpreted rules.
Well, that's the way we feel about games in general, though. That's why we prefer Barony to Exodus.
I like Exodus. Oh, no. I take that back. I don't like Exodus. I was going to tell you that the other day. I love Eclipse. Yes. I don't like Exodus.
We played it once.
I know. We have all the expansion stuff.
We bought 2 expansions to it.
And
we literally have the big box full of all that crap.
I'm not interested in it.
And you handed it to me and said, here you go.
I'm not interested in it anymore. I'm like completely sold out of it. I would rather
it does
play.
Have a solo in there. One of these days when I'm out of a job, I'll learn to play.
Well, you go ahead because I'm out of it.
Just like you will Frontiers.
No. I put it up for sale.
You can play Frontiers 2-player, right?
You can play it, yeah. It's like 1 to 5.
But Mage Knight's like known for being solo.
Yeah, well, it's co-op, I believe. But yeah, it's known for its solo. And it's just... it's too much. I like a nice, smooth, intuitive game. And there's just not that many around these days.
No. Royals. I was like, we had a house full of visitors the other day. They said, they came into my room, they were impressed with all my games. I said, these are me and Jerry's games, about half and half. I think we got about 80 games in here. And the go-to game I said that twice. The game we go to teach new players, Royals. It's just tough to beat. It's so simple to teach, and I literally taught it in 5 minutes. I set it up. I said, okay, when you start off the game, you're going after these points. A little further in the game, you're going after the country points. Then at the end of the period, whoever has the most influence, which is these deals over here, they get these points. That's round 1. That's it. That's the game. Taught it. We played. They loved it. I also played King is Dead with them. 3-player.
Love King is Dead.
My wife came in, made Royals a 4-player game. King is Dead, 3 players. If there's two people, if it's me and two people that don't game, but they're interested in it, King is Dead is the game.
Yeah.
By Osprey Games, that's the one I'm going to break out. It's so simple. Because everybody has the same 8 cards?
Yeah, it's 8 cards, and it's a map of Britain cut up in 8 different regions.
Old Britain.
And there's red, blue, yellow cubes in a bag. They get shuffled out onto the board. Then you have a supply of them. You play these 8 cards, and these 8 cards allow you to manipulate the board. Move cubes around the board is all you're doing. And at the end of the game, after those 8 provinces have been resolved one at a time, you see which color won the most regions, whether it be blue, red, or yellow. And then you look and see if you have the most support of that clan. And the way you get support is that when you play a card and you shuffle cubes around, you take a cube off the board. So if I take a bunch of yellow cubes off the board, thus I have supported yellow the most. But in gaining their support, you're taking their cubes off the board.
Right.
And thus they need majority on the board to argue. So it's a very,
it'll break your brain.
It will break your brain, and I love it.
That's
never
what
won
he
it.
told me.
Never won it. It's one of those few games I've never win.
Enrique, we played it 3 players with Enrique. He has it out for Jerry. So he removed something or other, which gave me the game.
He does that. He does that all the time. That's why he's not on the show now.
He's been kicked
He's
off.
been kicked off the show.
He's just not on the show because he's not here. He has to take school lessons that he doesn't take when he should.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways.
Hold on. What's the other one I meant to say? Ponzi scheme.
Oh, Ponzi scheme. Okay. TMG games.
Beer?
I will here in a minute. I got to talk about Ponzi scheme. Then I'll drink me another beer.
Okay.
Ponzi scheme by TMG Games. I've been looking for this game for a long time. Ever since a certain somebody named Jason Levine said it was one of his favorite economic games. Ponzi scheme is a Ponzi scheme. There are cards out on the board for which you take. You get said money, and then you put it on your own personal little wheel. And every time a turn is over, you turn the wheel slowly. And every time it rotates around to one of your investments, you have to pay back the interest or pay back whatever. Pay back the investment to the investors. So basically, you're literally taking money to pay people back, just like in a real Ponzi scheme. Yeah. You're taking other people's money to pay back other people. And you do this over and over and over throughout the game until one person bankrupts. And when they bankrupt, they lose the game completely. And
they're out.
They're completely dead. The game stops.
Which was Enrique this time.
Which is Enrique by the skin of our teeth. I was about to go out as well. The best mechanism in the game is that when you take a tile, an industry tile, those are your victory points. And you have to have, the more you have, the more victory points you get. You offer people money during a certain stage of the game for their victory tiles. And money's all super secret. So you put this money in this little pouch and you offer that money to the other player. The player has 2 choices. They can either take the money, give you the tile, or they pay you that amount of money and you take one of their tiles. That is one of the best mechanisms in an economic game I've come across in a long time. It sounds kind of hinky, but when you play it, and you play it with all the other rules that are taking place with Ponzi scheme, you realize just how smart that is. Because if I offer you too little for a tile, then you're just going to buy that. You're just going to give me that money. You're just going to end up, if I offer you $7, you're just going to stick $7 into the pouch, hand me the pouch back, and take one of my tiles. If I offer you too much, you're just going to take my money, give me a tile, and perhaps I've overpaid, and now I can't pay back my investors. I loved Ponzi scheme.
Really?
I sat about it and thought about it. Even though I lost, you won.
Sat about it?
I sat around thinking about it. You won. I did horrible in that game. I almost lost the game. I sat there and realized it ate me alive. Thinking of the strategy with it, how smart it is. Now,
it's very smart. That's why I won.
Would I recommend this game to anybody? Absolutely not.
What do you mean?
I would not slap our approval on it just because I think there's only a certain amount of people that will truly enjoy this game. I don't think that everybody who picks this game up is going to understand the percentages of the loans and all that. I just don't. It was super easy to learn. The rule book's excellent.
Now, you said you'll give an approval to games that you will play again.
No. I give approval to games that I think everybody will like.
That's not what you said.
No, it is what I said.
I don't remember you saying that.
Yeah, well, that's because you're 3 beers in.
No, I don't think you said that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna.
Do you like the game?
Like it? Really do.
Do you love it?
It's up there. It's not top 10, I don't think, but it's up there. It rivals Stockpile as one of my favorite economic games.
It's economic. Stockpile's bidding. This really isn't a. Well, it is bidding.
It's kind of sort of bidding. It is kind of sort of bidding.
What do they call that? Your clandestine.
Yeah,
move?
clandestine action. Your clandestine bidding.
I enjoyed it a lot. But
you won it.
Yeah, I won. I played very middle of the road. Like, I didn't offer people crazy clandestine moves. I don't know. It was one I enjoyed, but it's not something I'm clamoring to get back to. Like, next time, do I like it better than Stockpile? Yes.
You do?
Yes.
You like it better than Stockpile?
Yes.
I feel sorry now. All the games of Stockpile you suffered through that I thought you enjoyed it.
Stockpile is okay.
Really?
I'm not that crazy. You're more into the Wall Street money
I love
stuff.
Stockpile.
I know you do.
Cannot believe.
But I would rather play. Okay, we said this last time. I'd rather play Modern Art, which is a bidding game. I'd rather play Ponzi Scheme, which is kind of sort of bidding. I'd rather play Airlines Europe than Stockpile.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that far down.
Yeah. It just doesn't really do it for me.
Huh.
Why? I do not know.
I love Stockpile.
I know you do. Believe me. I know you do.
It makes me so happy.
What about, okay, we're going to say this is how you just go from one thing to another without a segue.
I don't know if I can do this. Go ahead.
Speaking of spices in the Mediterranean, Concordia, we played that for the about 4th time.
You've played it for the 4th time.
Okay, you've played it. You've played it more?
Yeah. I play games without you all the time. I just don't tell
Who did you
you.
play it with?
I don't want to say.
Who were they?
I don't want to tell you.
Why not?
Because you'll get upset.
Well, you played it with me. Again, much like King is Dead.
And you won.
For some reason, I continue to win.
You continue to win Concordia. Accordingly.
I enjoy
Concordia.
it. It's okay. Jerry loves Concordia.
I bought the Salsa expansion.
It's very simple. It's a very simple game.
Salsa Concordia.
You did?
Salsa. Yeah, it's on your shelf right below you.
Oh.
I bought it because I want to play with the expansion, add some new stuff to it, and another new map. I love Concordia. If you've never played Concordia, the designer of it just released Mac Gertz just released Transatlantic.
Oh, yeah.
So it's supposed to be very much like Concordia, and it's got some decent reviews. I'm wanting to play it as well just to see, but
you can play it at BGG, baby.
I love Concordia.
Concordia is a good game, but like I said, it's one of those where I just kind of do my own thing in my own section most of the game. Then when everybody finally expanded enough, got in my area, it was too late. I already had you.
I think you just win because nobody takes you seriously.
Well, Concordia is all about them cards.
It's all about them cards.
And I told you that last time.
I'm trying out new.
It's all about those multipliers.
I'm trying out new strategies.
What'd you do?
Leave me be.
What did you do?
I bought a bunch of wine.
What'd that do for you?
I had plenty of wine.
Lost you the game.
Had plenty of wine.
I don't even know what the score was last time. All I know is I was first place.
It's all that matters, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if you win with an inch or a mile. Winning is winning.
Enrique. Oh, wow. No, you were second. Enrique was third. Did we play with Bubba, or was it just the three of us?
Back in the day, we played with Bubba. But yeah, Concordia.
Where's Bubba?
Where's Bubba?
I haven't seen Bubba in a long time.
He used to be our ex-tech guy.
Our TI guy?
Yeah. I don't know.
TI?
TI?
IT.
TI4. Segway! That's another game I want to play so bad again.
We need to play that again.
I truly enjoyed TI4.
We need to play Scythe on one of these Saturdays when we have all day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll break it open with Scythe.
Let's do it on.
So I can reaffirm my either love or failure to love.
Let's do it on Memorial Day.
Okay, done. You need to do it.
Because we're going to be at BGG. Oh, we're going to be at BGG Spring at Memorial Day weekend. So if you're there and you're one of the 4 people that listen to us, you'll probably see me and Enrique
More people
and
listen to that. They
Bubba
just
there.
don't like to talk to us.
Enrique will be the one in the hat.
Leave us a review.
And I'll be the one
If you hear somebody like
awkwardly avoiding eye contact.
if you whatever, somebody randomly striking up conversations, being super obnoxious, condescending to you when you're explaining the rules to them for the second time, that's going to be Jerry.
Huh? What'd you say? No.
And if you hear somebody that has not understood anything the previous line and keeps saying, "Sorry, I'm stupid," that's Enrique.
You're so belligerent.
Then if you hear Bubba, what's Bubba do? What's Bubba's thing?
He just sits over there and thanks to you.
If you see someone on their phone Googling the rules as Jerry's explaining them, that's Bubba. Trying to look up paths to victory.
He looks up then past the victory.
If I was to be there, which I'm not going to be there,
It's your 20th anniversary.
I would just be in a rage.
Well,
Because Jerry would be talking down to me.
speaking of
Very
rage, that makes me
meanly.
think of Blood Rage,
Oh my
which
gosh.
is apparently better than Rising Sun.
Rising Sun has flopped.
Have you declared it a flop?
I have never played it. Everybody is playing it, but I don't hear much about it.
Sure did good on Kickstarter.
Eric Lang's best game, Godfather.
Blood Rage or Godfather, yeah. I think Blood Rage has probably got it's got some more clout.
It's got minis.
It'll be around longer.
People freak out about minis.
I'm going to paint the minis in Godfather.
Are we mini people?
Nope.
No,
We're
we're
big
not.
people.
We're full sized.
Full size.
We don't get into the mini culture. That's a whole culture in itself.
Is it the guys that sit around painting?
Yes.
I sit around and paint.
Well, you're one of them.
No. One of
I'm an
them.
anti-miniist.
You are getting way out of line. You're way out of line. You spread that anti-mini propaganda elsewhere.
I do appreciate your anachrony.
They're nice.
Figures, though.
I know.
They are. And your scythe minis were nice, too. Even though we'll never play it again.
Look pretty good. Look pretty good.
In a year when we play it again, I've completely forgotten everything for the 4th time.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I do know.
Royals, I explained it like that. That's how easy that game is.
Nobody cares about Royals.
They should.
I know.
I see. This is you. You should be promoting Royals by Arcane Wonders. It's a Dice Tower essential.
That's Tom's business.
Purchase. It is.
Well, why ain't Tom out there blowing Royals to horn?
He does, but he's got a new game out called Viral.
Oh.
That's their new
I
essential.
haven't played it.
I think it's pretty similar to Royals, except you're a virus.
I'd rather be a royal person than a virus.
You're a
Does
virus.
it have
You're a
minis?
virus to me.
Does it have minis?
Clam diddly.
I'm done.
No!
I'm done.
It's only been 35 minutes.
I'm done. That's all I need.
All our stuff is short. We need to lengthen it.
No.
Yes.
That's what you think.
That is.
That's not what I think. I don't think that. I think that I am.
What about Lorenzo e Magnifico? You forgot to talk
No,
about that.
I didn't forget to talk about it. You know why? Because
You forgot to talk
Lorenzo
about
is always in my heart.
it. Where's
I
it?
love-
Worker placements, where's it at?
It's up there. It's
Where?
probably the best Euro.
See? That's a big deal.
It's huge.
Oh,
It's not miniature.
Let's not make it too big.
It's big. I love Lorenzo
We played Lorenzo e Magnifico 2 times within 2 days.
and loved it each time.
Did we do a 2-player and then 3-player?
Yeah, just to mess around with it, see if it changed. It's better with more people.
Jerry is...
Get big people to play it with you.
Not many people.
Not little.
He has declared it better than Viticulture,
I have.
which he used to crow about, but now he's like, oh, the visitor cards are blah, 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 too random.
I think
which
when you
they
keep
are.
saying many people are going to start thinking that you have something against little people. And when I say little people, I mean people who are affected by dwarfism. I cannot think of the actual PC term, but you need to retract all your statements about people who
Minis.
paint miniatures,
Minis.
short people,
Paint miniatures.
and just people with dwarfism.
I have nothing against short people because my dad is very short.
He is, isn't he?
He's like 5'3", 5'2".
What happened there?
I got my mama's side of the genes, so therefore I'm extra large, unfortunately. I wish I was his size, though, because he's like a small little Chilean that runs around.
He's 125 pounds.
135 pounds.
Oh.
And he's been 135 pounds for the past 50 years. I haven't maintained within 5 pounds of my weight in 6 months. I can't do it.
Your thigh is bigger than 135 pounds. Good Lord.
My dad sings Spanish songs. I recorded them.
I think we should outro with that.
There you go.
That's what we do.
If anyone's
from the Moraga family to your family.
My dad has talent. I have no talent.
Yeah.
You know what my talent is?
Drinking. Not listening to my rules explanations.
Well, somebody got to tune you out.
Thinking you're expert on things you ain't expert about.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about if I know what I'm talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
Whatever.
You are just terrible at explaining.
Now, I'm about to done here.
This is what you do at explaining.
What?
You rattle off a bunch of crap because you understand it.
Because I'm there, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But then if, God forbid, I did not catch something and I have to ask you, excuse me, sir, what did you say? Oh my God, did you not listen what I just said?
The reason is I will bring it to your attention and I'll say, look, this is important. You need to listen to this.
No, you will not say that.
This is how combat works. And then as soon as I'm done, you'll say, wait a minute, how does combat works? And that's why I want to strangle you.
Well, you should be more clear.
I'm clear.
Because you don't say that.
I'm crystal.
No, you are not crystal. You're mud.
I'm not going to fight with you.
What, you're doing it right now?
I'm not.
But you're doing it.
In my mind, I've won.
In your mind.
And that's all that counts.
No.
I live in my heart.
Okay, so what about our game of not played stuff?
I don't want to talk about
our
it.
shelf of not played stuff.
I don't talk about it.
We have 16 games that have not been played, of which are, I will list just a few. Santiago.
It's an older game.
Black Gold. Steam.
Older game. Martin Wallace, love you.
Walled City.
Interesting.
Lancaster.
Want to play it?
Archipelago.
Really want to play it.
Armageddon by Queen.
Don't want to play it.
Nations the Dice Game. Through the Ages.
Working on it. Star
Wars Armada.
I love X-Wing.
Railways of the World.
I want to get around.
The mini Jack the Ripper Sherlock Holmes games.
Yeah.
And whatever that last one is.
Serenissima.
Never even heard of it.
It's an old boat game. Because I just wanted to play it because I wanted to be like, I'm on a boat.
Sounds exciting.
Well, you know what we should do?
Is it a pirate game or are you just on a boat?
Any game for which you have a boat, you can be a pirate.
Is it the Love Boat?
That wasn't a pirate boat, but it could have been a boat. A pirate boat.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm Jerry. I'm done.
Oh, we're done now?
I'm done.
Oh,
You've upset me so much.
Okay. Well, wait. Hold on. Just a few more seconds. We'll be at 40 minutes. But after cutting it, we won't be. After editing out my wife busting in saying, I need to move out the washing machine.
All right. Edit this out. Peace out.
Jerry's still talking. Jerry, come back. Jerry's walking away with his beer glass in hand. Empty. I want to continue all by myself. Hey, everybody. This is Gabby talking all by myself. I represent the Board Game Snobs. But I guess the show's over. Jerry's checked out. We have nothing further to say. We've talked about the games we're going to talk about. Well, please leave us a review. Go to Apple, iTunes, whatever it's called now, Apple Podcasts. Just leave us a review. Say, hey, we kind of like these guys. They're okay in my book. Leave us, write us an email. Instagram, we did have somebody on Instagram respond to us, so we appreciate that. If I had it pulled up right now, I would shout you out. Is that a thing we do? Shout people out? Let's see if I can find it real quick. Jerry's not in here, so I can do what I want. Jerry's not the boss of me. Hold. Okay, well, I can't find it. I'm panicking. Twitter, Board Game Snobs. Instagram, Board Game Snobs. Gmail, boardgamesnobs@gmail. Podbean is our host. You can listen to us directly from there. Apple iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast, Google, Spotify. We're now on Spotify. Board Game Snobs. Well, give us a listen. Well, if you're listening to this, you've already listened. Give us a review. Contact us. Let us know you love us. We need that. We need positive reinforcement. I do, especially because I did with Jerry. All right. That's all. See you later.
Algo extraño hay en tus ojos que no me puedo explicar. Quisiera saber lo que es para dejar de dudar. Veo en ellos la ilusión, veo en ellos algo raro y no puedo divisar aquel amor que tanto he soñado. Con tu triste mirar, tú me dices tantas cosas que no quisiera pensar que eres una caprichosa. Tengo miedo que sea un capricho que lleves en tu corazón, porque ayer alguien me dijo que un cobarde despreció tu amor. Tengo miedo que sea un capricho que me haya dicho que sí para olvidar de aquel cariño que tanto te hizo sufrir. No quiero ser víctima de un desengaño, no quiero ser un juguete para ti, porque muchas veces con lo que más soñamos viene a ser lo más odiado y no quiero eso de ti. Por eso quiero hablarte y decirte lo que siento, y me digas lo que sientes, será mucho mejor. Si me dices que es mentira, que si me estás queriendo, con todita mi alma te entregaré mi amor. Tengo miedo que sea un capricho que lleves en tu corazón, porque ayer alguien me dijo que un cobarde despreció tu amor. Tengo miedo que sea un capricho que me haya dicho que sí para olvidarte de aquel cariño que tanto te hizo sufrir, que tanto te hizo sufrir, que tanto te hizo sufrir. That's it.